Penn State meets Georgia in the 2016 TaxSlayer Bowl this Saturday in Jacksonville. This particular game features two teams who have talent to beat up on softer opponents, but struggle mightily against upper echelon teams. All 5 of Penn State's losses have come against teams that have been ranked at one point or another this season, while 2 of Georgia's 3 losses have come against ranked opponents. Both teams have been scrambling to complete their coaching staffs in the recent month, especially the Bulldogs, who parted ways with head coach Mark Richt. Alabama defensive coordinator Kirby Smart has been selected to take over the program, but for this game, wide receivers coach Brian McClendon will run the team. Mark Weiser of the Athens Banner-Herald was a recent guest on Sports Talk with Steve Jones and said that this isn't the first time the Bulldogs have rode the coaching carousel leading up to a postseason game.
Georgia went to the Independence Bowl in 2009, had 3 defensive coaches get fired before that game, and won the game against Texas A&M with one position coach and some GAs stepping up. So they've done it before, and they'll have to do it again. They have Pruitt's gone, Rick's gone, and you'll have some other guys, I guess, step up into roles for the game.
Georgia running back Nick Chubb is a great player and teammate, but since October 10th, he's only been able to contribute as the latter. Chubb tore 3 ligaments in his knee against Tennessee, and with uncertainty at quarterback, losing your star running back can certainly be a damaging blow to a football team, no matter how much depth you might have.
Chubb was a guy that would have been in New York probably if he was healthy for the Heisman ceremony. It's the second year in a row Georgia lost a guy that their offense was built around. Todd Gurley last year. We see what he's doing for the Rams. He had an eligibility issue for signing autographs, then tore his ACL, so it certainly did not help an offense that has had a lot of instability at quarterback.
Fellow tailback Sony Michel has stepped in and played about as well, if not better, than anyone could have expected. The sophomore totaled 1,076 yards and 7 touchdowns on the season to help a team with a lackluster passing attack.
Not as much a guy that you'd really count on to carry the ball 25 to 30 times a game, although they've had to do that. I think Chubb has more of a home run ability. Sony has scored touchdowns. He had a big touchdown in overtime against Georgia Southern. But Chubb's probably a first-round talent. I'm not sure Sony Michel is.
Quarterback Grayson Lambert is a transfer from the University of Virginia and was named the team's starter over sophomore Bryce Ramsey. Brian Schottenheimer's tenure with Georgia was short-lived, but as the offensive coordinator this season, he decided that he wanted the veteran presence of Lambert on the field. Lambert threw 11 touchdowns and 2 picks on the season while throwing for over 1,800 yards. He may not make a lot of big throws, but he's taking care of the football. Good decision-making will be paramount against the intimidating pass rush of the Nittany Lions.
He had starting experience. Bryce Ramsey didn't have that, and his ability to run the offense was there. His ability to make the throws needed, not always there. And so, a lot of people think Bryce Ramsey would have been the guy, should have been the guy. He was Mike Bobo's guy before he left for Colorado State to be the head coach. And Brian Schottenheimer apparently didn't like everything he saw from Bryce.
McClendon will be joining the staff at South Carolina next season, but for right now, he's focusing on his last game with the Bulldogs. The interim coach faced questions about his future at Media Day and shrugged them aside, stating that he's only thinking about Penn State.
Right now, it's kind of all about the kids. It's been about the kids. Obviously, that stuff kind of take care of itself a little bit later on. But right now, everything is just kind of geared towards this bowl game. Getting this team as ready as it can be for this bowl game so we can go out there and have a good showing there.
The defensive unit is the strength of the Bulldogs, ranking 5th in the country in total defense. They'll be preparing for a Penn State offense that has a lot of talent and upside, but often falls short on production. The game kicks off at noon on January 2nd at Everbank Field in Jacksonville and will be televised on ESPN. You can also listen in right here on State College's ESPN Radio 1450 and 93.7 The Bus with Steve Jones and Jack Ham. That's your first look at the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm Jason Shawley.